I just really, really liked it. It just worked out for me as far as what my interests were for plumbing. I like getting dirty and snaking drains and figuring out why it took maybe the last plumber, he couldn't get it, and maybe I can get in there and get it and figure out how to do it. I'm not the greatest teacher, let's say, for lecturing, I guess. So I kind of just fell into the whole content creating as far as teaching that way, visually, I guess you could say.
These young kids, well, I call them kinetic. They don't learn by lecture.
No.
That's why they're looking out the window wishing they weren't in school.
Yes.
But when they watch your social media and you're showing them how to do stuff,
Right.
that's how they learn. And you do it in a really light, entertaining, and fun way.
Yeah.
And I love what you're doing. Keep it up. This year's Connect show, put on by PHCC, the Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Contractors of America, was a total blast. We met and caught up with so many great people from our industry. What an honor to have some of them on Behind the Windshield with Dennis the Apprentice, where we learned a bit more about them, where they came from, how they got into our industry, and some of the innovative things they're doing to make our industry the place to be. One thing special about this show is that it hosts the PHCC National Apprentice Contest, so there were a lot of great apprentices in attendance. I wish you could have been there yourself, but maybe the next best thing is getting to know a bit more about our next guest. Nick, thanks for being on with Behind the Windshield with Dennis the Apprentice at the PHCC Connect trade show.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So Nick, let's just jump right to it. I just heard you got a super honor coming up here.
Yeah. I'm a little shocked at the moment still.
Tell me
really
about it.
Surprised. Well, it's the event that every plumber, wants to be a part of. They see it online, and every plumber that does a lot of drain snaking, pressing, they all want to see where the tools are made. All the Ferrari of plumbing tools, I guess you could say, are made. So, I wanted to go check that out, as well as meet up with a bunch of other plumbers from around the nation. And
so you're going to the next?
I guess so. I don't know all the details yet because they just told me about it, and I'm still a little bit
experience.
shocked. Yeah. Yep. So very
honored.
Looking forward to that. And honored.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Super
that is
honored.
super cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. So how did you get into plumbing?
I got into, I'm a third generation in Rochester, New York, in my local union, Local 13, Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union. My grandfather, he was a plumber for a while, then became the big dog. He was a business agent for the union for a long time. I wasn't really going that route right out of high school. I just kind of fell into it and got into like the construction side for quite a bit. At this point, I'm around 16 years now of experience. But I did construction for a while, about 10 years, and then I got an opportunity to get into the service side of commercial service. So I went with that, and I just really, really liked it. It just worked out for me as far as what my interests were for plumbing. Plumbing wise, construction's, it's good, but it's too clean, and to me, it's very repetitive. I like getting dirty and snaking drains and figuring out why a drain, took maybe the last plumber, he couldn't get it, and maybe I can get in there and get it and figure out how to do it.
Right.
So
are you in your own business now?
So I just started my own business. It's Tidy Pipes Plumbing.
Okay.
In Rochester, New York. Okay. It's drain cleaning. Put a lot of hot water tanks in, tankless units, and even leaks, just small leak repairs, anything like that. I'm just a one-man van right now. Okay. I got my little brother sometimes comes help me out with some of the dig jobs. But yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still, a new business owner, and coming to these things, I've learned a lot from a lot of other very experienced business owners. So it's been great. It's been really
awesome. Great. Yeah, you just stick to it, and you do that for 10 or 15. It took me 23 years, but then you have a successful exit and everything's good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we share a passion for apprenticeships.
Yeah.
And apprentices.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So in my local, it's like a 5-year. I mean, I think it's all in all unions. It's about a 5-year process, not including what they do like a pre-apprenticeship beforehand. But I believe that 5 years, you learn a lot more than if you just were to be in a non-union company where they just throw you in a van and you kind of just learn as you go. Yeah, hands-on learning, as you go is good, but that 5 years to really expand your knowledge is also very educating as well before you get into like a van and getting out in the field. But I learned a lot, in that 5 years. And my teachers, I looked up to a lot of the plumbing teachers. So I always wanted to do something like that, but I'm not the greatest teacher, let's say, for lecturing, I guess.
Sure.
So I kind of just fell into the whole content creating as far as teaching that way, visually, I guess you could say. So I started thinking, well, how can I actually make this like an actual footprint, though, in the whole plumbing industry as a whole? So that's why I thought about doing like let's support an apprentice challenge, basically. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for plumbing either, though, because I've met all kinds of trades through doing this whole social media thing. So I thought, let's just make a video where we can support an apprentice. You nominate 3 other guys that are also, established, let's say, somebody who's already had a long career, to also support an apprentice and just get them started with some basic hand tools. And then they nominate another 3, and it just keeps going. Right. I think they did that. I think there was an ice bucket challenge at one point. I don't know if you remember that. It's kind of inspired off of that similar situation. Okay. And that I saw that spread like wildfire, and I'm hoping that this could bring some awareness to the trades and inspiration to help an apprentice start, because you never know, like one bucket of hand tools could really spark some interest in one guy, and he might become the next big company owner. You never know.
It means a lot, right, to him. I remember when I would, similar to you, I was in 3 years in construction. Yeah. And I remember on my birthday, I had this little dinky hammer. Yeah. And on my birthday, he brought me a real 22-ounce real carpenter hammer. Yeah. He's like, here's a real hammer. Yeah. I still have it.
You still got it.
It meant a lot to me.
Oh, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have an apprentice yet, but you're promoting the trades anyway.
No, so I have my little brother. My brother, he's got a full-time job, does, whatever he does on the side here. But like he comes and works for me, like some of the dig jobs and some of the other jobs that like I want to teach him. I'd love to bring him on, but I'm not at the level in my business to bring him on for payroll because I'm just brand new. Yeah. He, is somebody that he's kind of stuck between, should I go to college and should I, maybe do some trades or something? And I'm starting to kind of show him what I'm doing, what I'm making, and kind of gain, make him a little more interested. I'm hoping he is more interested to kind of do what we do. I think he could be a lot more successful and a better life if he went this route versus, thinking about going to college and spending a ton of money and being in debt. And
sitting in the classroom all day.
Yeah.
One of my managers, the way he got his son into our business is he would just leave his paychecks on the kitchen counter.
Right. It's not a bad idea.
Seriously, they're like, well, how much do you make?
Yeah.
Right. And it sunk in, and now Trent works for us.
Yeah.
So
well, when my brother comes works for me on the weekends, I don't know if I should say this or anything. You'd edit this out if I, but I'll pay him, side money out of it, and it's like a week's worth of paycheck for him, and he only works like 6 hours with me. So I know that he's thinking about it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Nick, you're doing fantastic on social media. I think you're doing a huge thing. Like you are teaching what these young kids I call them kinetic.
Yeah.
They don't learn by lecture. No. That's why they're looking out the window wishing they weren't in school.
Yes.
But when they watch your social media and you're showing them how to do stuff,
right,
that's how they learn. And you do it in a really light, entertaining, and fun way.
Yeah.
And I love what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thanks. Really appreciate that.
You got it. Take care.
Thanks so much.
You got it. So that's a wrap. I hope you're inspired to make it to a trade show near you, or even put the 2024 PHCC Connect show in Birmingham, Alabama, October 7th through 10 on your calendar. If you can't make it, but want to stay up to date on what's going on at the shows, like and subscribe, and I'll do my best to bring the shows to you.